Ladies and gentlemen, the drug deaths have actually increased again, and fentanyl is to blame. So, more Americans died from drug overdoses in 2016 than any other previous year. So, this article just came out today, and I will leave the link to this article in the description box on businessinsider.com. Unlike other reported rises in overdose rates, this one seems tied to fentanyl, opioid painkiller, roughly 30 times stronger than heroin. The drug is still legally prescribed for rare cases of severe pain. There's a lot of cancer patients that get it. But most of the deaths are tied to illicit forms of the drug coming from China and Mexico. More Americans died from drug overdoses in 2016 than any previous year, according to a report released Thursday from the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. More than 63,600 people were killed by opioid painkillers, 11,200 more than the last year. There is a clear standout drug in the picture, fentanyl, which is roughly 35 times more stronger than heroin. That makes it a cheap substitute to put in fake pills sold illegally as brand name painkillers, Norco, Percocet, and Xanax. Fentanyl, which is mostly being manufactured in underground labs in China and Mexico, being and it make its way to the US, and most of it is being shipped in by mail. Um Disguised as office supplies in 2013. In 3 years since, the number of overdose deaths involving fentanyl has skyrocketed. The rate that outpaced deaths from any other opioid, including heroin, hydrocodone, and oxycodone. And as you can see on this chart, fentanyl, which is the dark line, is the highest. Wow. Not surprised though, y'all. The death rate from those other opioids has continued to rise too. So everything is rising at this point, but I'm not surprised because right now they are lacing virtually everything, including marijuana, with fentanyl. I mean, everything is being laced with fentanyl these days. Beginning in 2013, cops doing drug busts encountered a surprise. Instead of finding illegal hydrocodone and oxycodone inside pills labeled Norco and Percocet, they found a much stronger drug, fentanyl. Since fentanyl is so much more potent than any other opioid painkillers, drug traffickers only need to pack their drugs with small amounts of it to provide users a powerful punch. Um, but a tiny bit too much can be deadly. Most of the illicit fentanyl that cops have seized appear to be coming from China and Mexico. Components from China make their way to Mexico, where drug makers fashion them into large quantities of deadly powder. Traffickers pack the powder in boxes disguised as harmless labels and smuggle it into the U.S. In Southern California, authorities recently seized a group of boxes labeled as office supplies that were later found to be a drug manufacturing scheme. One of them contained a quarter ton pill press used to punch out pills that has been labeled hole puncher. Between 2013 2014, drug busts that turned up fentanyl rose by 426%. Wow. Woo! 426%. Whoa, man. See, this is why they're not going to get rid of the street drugs. It is just American streets are saturated with drugs, and they're not going to get rid of all the drugs. I don't care what DEA they have in place. The U.S. DEA may not have adequately prepared for the surge. In 2015 report on national drug threats, DEA officials stated that fentanyl was unlikely to assume a significant portion of the opioid market. It appears that prediction was incorrect. Instead of decreasing or flatlining, the rate of drug overdose deaths from fentanyl increased 88% every year between 2013 and 2016, according to the latest CDC data. But not everyone who takes the stronger pill is aware of what they're using. Music, well, never mind. So, again, how do you stop something like this when it's being trafficked at such a large quantity? And even what they stop, they're not even scratching the surface of all the fentanyl that makes it into the country. So, it's a never ending battle, y'all. Unbelievable. And these are fake Percocet pills right here. Fake Percocets. And hey, people buy those on the street. I guess it doesn't matter when you just want to get a high. Please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Drug overdoses are now increasing because of fentanyl. Please leave your comment and subscribe, and don't forget to hit on that notification bell. Peace, family.